that the judge has denied the request by the LIV Golf players to tee it up this week in Memphis. Did you see this coming?
Well, if you asked me a couple of days ago, it would seem to be a long shot that they didn't get the TRO. But having seen what the tour put forth in their filings and hearing experts talk about it, the tour had a quite strong case, and LIV did not have that strong a case. And the judge really found weakness in it. And here we are. I think that definitely LIV, this is a setback for LIV, and a very good day for the PGA Tour.
It's a big win for the PGA Tour, it feels. I mean, the momentum was very much in LIV Golf's favour. It felt like coming into this, I mean, arguably this should have been a relatively easy win. We thought, you know, there was many of us who potentially thought that this was going to be an easy one for those three players to get back in and play in the playoffs. But the fact that they haven't, Jaime, I mean, in terms of the bigger issue of the antitrust lawsuit that has been filed against the PGA Tour, can you see this having any reflection on what we may see going forward over the next sort of potentially 5-6 years?
Well, I'm not a good enough legal expert to know, obviously, but this may be a microcosm of you know, the main points in the case and how they will be judged in the future. And if that's the case, the PGA Tour can feel very good. At the same time, this was a narrow issue, and it perhaps is too speculative to say that anything is going to linger from this case going forward. But I think the fundamentals were touched on in this case in the oral arguments and certainly in the filings. And now we see that the Tour's case was considered much stronger because it was good enough to overturn a TRO, which is hard to overturn.
Okay, well, we have our answer and we know exactly what is happening. The judge has ruled and has denied the ability for these three players to tee it up this week on the PGA Tour. Stay with us.
Golf Central, brought to you by Callaway Golf.
Breaking news on this Tuesday, August 9th. A decision has been made by a federal judge in Northern California regarding the temporary restraining order filed against the PGA Tour by Taylor Gooch, Matt Jones and Hudson Swafford to allow them to play in the FedExCup playoffs this week. It has been made, and those players have been denied access on to the PGA Tour this week. This is the biggest storyline on a historic day for the future of the PGA Tour and the golfing landscape moving forward. Jaime Diaz, we've been waiting. It's been 2.5 hours since the hearing started. The judge came to a conclusion relatively quickly. We thought we might be waiting until the late hours of the evening to hear what she was going to say, but she has denied the ability for these guys. They will not be receiving relief from the injunction of the PGA Tour. What is your reaction? Well,
it's a surprise in some ways, given our run-up to this. But after hearing, you know, our experts talk about the strength of the PGA Tour's case, perhaps we shouldn't be so surprised. The judge spoke about not being convinced at all about irreparable harm, and also she confirmed her thoughts that a league has the right to make its own rules, and so the suspensions and the bans that were issued against these players should be binding in her opinion. Those are important points, and going forward, this could be the fundamentals that determine the antitrust case. Who knows? But these were things that were not trivial to the bigger case. They were things that were fundamental to it. Now, this was a narrow area of decision, and these players can't play in the FedExCup. But the issues that were discussed were big ones, and the PGA Tour won on those issues.